Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Ryan and Mike. This is Talk About Games, and we are playing Shadow Complex.
Okay, so Shadow Complex was a game that originally came out for Xbox 360, and it is a Metroidvania game made by Chair for Epic Games. It's Unreal Engine, it's 2.5D, it's going around collecting things, increasing the power of your character to try and... Basically, you're trying to save your girlfriend, and then you find out you're trying to save the world.
Now, a lot of games are Metroidvania, or trying to do that style of Metroid, Castlevania hybrids. I've seen a lot of those. What is it about this game, since you've played it before, that makes this game special in comparison to other Metroidvania-style games?
A lot of the Metroidvania games have, like, a cartoony setting, or they have... I always feel like there's Metroid... Then there's Castlevania. Then there's all these games that kind of get it right. They have, oh, I like it, but then it has this anime style I'm not into. Or, oh, it's super hard. Or, oh, it has weird multiplayer things. This game, I feel like, was the first one that got it right. Where it has the cool sci-fi setting, the power-ups are cool. It's got the modern graphics, but then it's got the classic gameplay, which is what I'm really into.
And what is Castlevania about?
In the Metroidvania genre, you're really looking at Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night was all about collecting the weapons, collecting, getting to the different parts of the castle.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, I need the double jump to get here. Oh, I need to be able to breathe underwater to get here. Those kind of things. So your environment expands as your character's capabilities expand.
All right, so let's check the game out.
Okay, so I'm actually about 3 hours in.
Okay.
And I feel like this is the point in the game where, you've gotten through the storyline, you've gotten through the basic premise.
Yeah.
And now we're doing the Metroidvania stuff.
Good, well that's what I want to say. So let's just jump right into the action.
Yeah, I mean, because that's like kind of the thing with a lot of modern games, and this game doesn't have this problem where it's like, oh, there's all these tutorials, oh, there's all this storyline. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see the boots right there.
Right.
I'm trying to get to that exclamation point.
Okay.
I'm trying to there's a few other places.
You're trying to get to the different markers on your map.
Yeah, how do I zoom out?
It's nice that they give you a map, unlike the original Metroid on NES, but...
that's the only thing that makes that game difficult.
Yeah.
So, my second stick... See, that's something that's different. See how I shot a guy in the background?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
That is cool. Now, like, what are all your different, like, items and abilities?
Right now, I have my gun, just like most of these games. But then I also have rockets, I have grenades, I have... this foam that expands to like crush electronics and stuff. So see this thing? I use that expanding foam to break that machinery there.
Right, that's cool.
Like that. I also have, if I'm near enemies, I can hit B and just take them out. See, that's very Metroid. The speed run.
Yeah, like that.
Like that.
Yeah, that's definitely like Metroid.
Yeah. I shot that guy in the background. I didn't even see him there. I would say that's probably one of the big innovations in this game. Is like, see how those guys are
shooting things in the background
back there. Not only shooting things in the background, but getting shot at by things in the background.
So essentially, this is Super Metroid, but you can shoot things in the background. Yeah.
You were a fan of Axiom Verge, right?
Yes. Which I also felt was kind of why you could just go back and play Super Metroid and probably get just as good of a feeling off of playing Super Metroid. But what's good about all those type of games when they remake a new game in an old style like that is that you get to play those type of style games that you love, but you get to play more of them in a different way.
I'm gonna get somewhat controversial now.
Okay, go ahead.
Right? Have you played Super Metroid lately?
In the last year or two, yeah, I did.
The control in this game beats the hell out of the control in Super Metroid.
All right, well you're gonna have to go and explain why you think that.
Super Metroid, made in a time where we had Super Nintendo controller. I'm playing on a 360 controller.
Okay.
I have twin sticks. I'm aiming like this. I'm shooting like this. The jumping. You know how...
Which that's just not capable on Super Nintendo because the controller...
You know how Samus is super floaty? I
don't disagree with that.
this character, the controls really, on point. It's really solid. It's not that floaty. I mean, the other thing is this game takes the modern shooter control that we're so used to, and it brings it to a new venue, right? Like, how many times are we going to play Call of Duty where you're a guy running down a hallway? I'm playing a game that has all the cool stuff we like about Call of Duty, but I'm not a guy running down a hallway.
True.
I mean, the other thing is this game, there's a lot of environmental to this game. Like, oh, shoot the barrel. Oh, shoot the thing that bounces off the other thing that kills the guy.
Right.
So they were very inventive. Also, this game's like Jesus, because you can walk on water in it. So
okay, that's cool.
Look at that.
Hey, that is not in Super Metroid.
Which I
never saw Samus walk on water like Jesus Christ.
There you go. So, for the holidays.
So how's it different? Yeah, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. There you go. Right. Also, everyone complained about the story in Zero Mission. This story I have no complaints with. And if you don't like the story, you hit start, you hit skip cutscene, and you're...
Hey, it's got a skip cutscene. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. See, I'm getting him.
How's the hit detection?
It's good. I mean, I hit things and it's detected. I don't know. Like,
oh, well, I should say, do you know in some games when you shoot something or you punch somebody, it feels good? Where other games, if you shoot something, it's kind of like you don't get a reaction from it.
I think in this game, it's definitely, you're blowing stuff up and you feel it,
Like, I guess I should say, is it satisfying when you shoot somebody?
Yeah, like, watch. Boom!
That was great, right?
like, what do you want?
Okay.
The dude went flying.
So the logo for this game is Captain America's shield, essentially?
No, that's like the evil... They all have like the Hitler armbands that have that.
That's their symbol.
So basically the idea is that these guys decided that they're going to take over the world. So they built this Shadow Complex.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So they're evil.
They're evil, and they want to take over the world.
So I would imagine he's probably the good guy.
He is no, well, he was just going on a date with this girl, and they went to the mountain, and she's like, hey, let's go walking in this cave, and they stumble upon this.
Yeah, but what is he, like an ex-military guy?
No, it turned out like his father trained him.
Okay.
His father trained him, but he didn't want to join like the military. So his father was unhappy with him.
Okay.
So I think it turns out that the girl was actually like working for the CIA or something, and she like seduced him because they knew he was the only person for the mission or whatever.
His father that trained him, was his father some kind of extremely powerful, exceptional warrior of some sort?
He was like some like military guy.
Okay, because all these bad guys, every single one of these dudes with a gun, aren't they all military dudes of some sort?
Yeah.
So why is he so much more powerful than every other dude with a gun?
Because I'm controlling him, obviously.
If you and I were playing Smash Brothers, it would be you versus me, and we'd be fighting, and we'd probably be a semi-equal match, right?
Right.
You can die on that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, are those guys, are these enemies that much of a pussies that they can't fight back? I mean, this is like a general thing for every video game. I'm not pointing this out just for Shadow Complex.
Why do the evil people put their easiest guys at the beginning and slowly put harder and harder people?
If they were smart, why not put the end boss at the beginning? Then you could never get by him.
Exactly.
Because you wouldn't be strong enough yet.
Yeah, at the beginning of Final Fantasy, if like Golbez just shows up and kills you.
It's over, and then they won. Why not just do that?
Well, I mean, I don't know why they don't, I guess.
Then you wouldn't have a game.
Also, in comic books, why does the enemy just give you he's like, and my evil plan is to... Okay, why do I like Shadow Complex? Because I can't think of one bad thing about this game. Like, I can't think of one thing I don't like. Like, it's just a joy throughout.
The only thing I can think that maybe is negative, and I actually, from what I see, I do like this too, so I don't want to give the impression that I don't like it. Right. But I would say that the one major thing that the game has against it is concept originality.
Right, because the people who made this game sat down and said, we are going to make Super Metroid for the 2010s or whatever.
We're going to change it. We're going to make it different enough. We're going to we're gonna modernize it. We're gonna make the controls better. We're gonna make everything about it better. We're gonna make it its own game, but it's basically still Metroid at its core.
Yeah, and it's
which is not a bad thing because Metroid is one of the greatest games ever made. But when are we gonna have a brand new game that's totally original gameplay concept?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. What was the last good original game idea? I guess maybe I can't get the boots. Maybe I gotta go to the exclamation point first. Why do they show me the boots if I can't get the boots? Like, I just got to the point in the game where I'm supposed to be allowed to do anything, and I guess I'm not. Because those doors are literally just locked. Alright, there, I found something I don't like about the game. See, we did it. I don't like the fact that if I see an icon on the map that says boots,
right,
I should be able to go get the fucking
It's right
boots.
there in the middle of the screen.
Exactly, and I've gone to both.
You went to that top door and that bottom door? I know you were at the bottom door. I know you were at...
Yeah.
You were at that door. You were at this door?
I was at that door and I was at that door.
So how the fuck did we get that? What about that red door? With the star in it?
That's where I am right now.
This.
Oh.
Can you go through that? What is it?
Yeah, oh yeah, I can, because I could... Yeah, that's a good point. Alright.
This is why I come over.
This is why you're here. Navigator, sir.
Captain!
Captain, set a course for the red door. Maximum warp. Engage.
Engage.
Yeah. This is the game I use to get my frustration out after.
No, but Chekhov would be, like, tactical. It would be Sulu, actually.
Yeah, why'd Sulu get to become captain? What did he do? Is that like affirmative action?
He flew the ship for 30 years. That's how it works, like on airlines. If you're like the co-pilot, you fly the ship for long enough, they let you get your own ship and become captain. That's just how it works.
Oh.
When you're like.
But if you're the tactical officer, they're like, fuck you. You could be like a diagnostic technician, like Barclay or whatever.
Pretty much. You better fucking be the guy driving the ship if you want to be captain.
That's good.
Then again, Spock was like science officer, and anytime anything happened, he became captain. So I guess you want to be
because
science officer.
he was the XO too. I mean,
He did everything.
You have to remember that he was like, yeah, you know, Kirk didn't even have a Riker. Like,
So by the way, Shadow Complex. Notice how we totally stopped. This happens in every video.
You know what's funny? Star Trek comes up, and all of a sudden me and Mike have a lot to say. It's like, oh,
everything just. This is definitely where you gotta go.
I think I found the spot, guys.
Because when things start happening, that means something's going on, and that's my technical explanation.
It's going down now.
There you go.
There you go.
Is this the room with the red star?
This is the red stars are save points.
Yeah. Oh, shit! This guy better die on your next hit, or you're done. You know what my honest problem with this game is? I think for you to love this game, I think the gameplay is great. There's nothing wrong with the gameplay, but other than maybe unoriginality. But I think the problem I find is that you have to be a person that loves mech. You have to be
and I love like BattleTech and all that.
You have to be a person that loves like military combat kind of stuff. Where with Metroid,
it's more of a fantasy.
It's more fantasy. It's more space. You're fighting creatures. You're fighting monsters and things like that. You know, you got like the Kozo ghosts and that kind of thing. Where that I think maybe appeals a little more to me. Where this is just all very everything's mech. Everything's a machine.
Okay, so the setting is...
The setting. I think that must be why I love Nintendo so much. Nintendo is very open to doing fantasy things. Like really, I mean, this is fantasy too, but Nintendo does really far-fetched fantasy stuff.
I mean, that's all they do.
Right.
You know? But you like Contra, right? And I mean, this is basically...
But in Contra, look at the things you're fighting in Contra. Look at the setting.
I guess Contra's like aliens.
It is. It's like aliens and creatures and shit. Yeah.
I have to mention that you're the guy who looked at Prison Architect and said, boy, I wish that this had dragons and swords and spells and which
So I always
yeah.
kind of feel like that way,
Yeah.
don't I? And it's not that I don't like this. It's just that there's a limitation to how much I'm gonna like it without that. It like can't even move.
I got him.
Yeah,
There you go. So I didn't do what it told me to do,
but you got it anyway.
but I got him anyway.
So did we finally get the item?
Well,
Oh, it's right below you.
we gotta find a way to turn off that shit.
That thing right there.
Maybe this thing.
Yeah, blow that thing up. Oh, and
Will
go
that open
that.
Oh, that opened that up, and
Yeah.
now I can missile.
Now go. I bet you. Fuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
see? Oh, I told you. Oh. I bet you wouldn't have figured that out before.
Pro tip.
Yeah.
Here we go. It even has like the screen like that.
Operating capacity at 70%.
You've improved your thrust.
Yeah, look, I could thrust twice now.
So you've played this game before, and you've done more things in this game. We're not going to go through and play the entire game.
Right.
What are other things that you remember throughout this game that were cool that we're not going to see right now?
Fighting helicopters with them like chasing you and you going like underneath them. There's like this cabin in the middle of a lake, and the helicopter's like shooting bullets down in the cabin, and you gotta like swim under the water to evade them. The end is exactly the same as Super Metroid, where you're shooting missiles at a thing. It's just a robot instead of a Metroid.
So I guess we can say, if you like Super Metroid,
If you like Super Metroid, if you want a modern, updated version of Super Metroid, play Shadow Complex. I love it. I really hope they make a sequel.